This is the coin 1 month overview reading for October 2022. That's Coinbase. It's currently September 13th, 2022, 8:45 p.m. Eastern Time. So the overall theme and behavior, interesting card. So the Ace of Discs is a little difficult at times to read because it's establishing like a critical support level, but that's not necessarily in a bearish or a bullish direction. It depends. It's mixed with, or it's crossed with the failure card, and the failure card in the theme position really does say something strong about what we'll see. So there should be some notable drops, some notable market failure, or I should say chart failure for coin somewhere within October. What's interesting is that we have the unicursal here that usually precedes a sharp decline, and it's got cross congruency with the October cluster on the 1 year. The unicursal, and by that I mean the unicursal shows up in the October cluster, and then it shows up in the monthly cluster. If the unicursal didn't show up in the monthly cluster but showed up in a daily, it wouldn't be nearly as significant. The fact that it shows up in a monthly cluster and a monthly reading, significant. What else I extrapolate from the 1 year is that we have a rally in the early part of October. Looks like we have a cash out opportunity, probably in the first half somewhere. We also have cross congruency for the Queen of Wands and the completion card. They're not as significant as the unicursal, but still they appear in the 1 month. So what I see happening is we're going to hit a high, and then we're going to turn around and we're going to take a nosedive. The high and the low are within close proximity to each other. That's another thing to be aware of on a time scale. And the behavior around the high, we're going to establish support near high, and then from that established support, we're going to break down from there, from a crest or a peak, where there's going to be a notable decline. It'll stand out on a multi-day chart, possibly it'd stand out on a 1 month chart. It probably will stand out based on the fact that we see the unicursal in the 1 year cluster gives it a lot of significance. This is probably a very big move to the downside, my friends. So just be careful of that. Cross congruencies, especially at the unicursal, are no joke. If I was to do dailies and found another unicursal around the 14th, oh my god. In any case, from that crest or that area right over here, around the 11th to 14th, we're going to take a decline. So behavior around the low looks like there's a decline that increases with momentum moving into the low. So the closer we get to the low, the faster the decline becomes. And it doesn't look like the unicursal, or excuse me, the Ace of Discs doesn't have a correlation to the low position. So we're not talking about establishing support at a low. We're talking about establishing support at a high, and then we fall from that price level after that. It's kind of like a fake out, if you will. All right. On the 3rd, we come out of a notable decline. Out of a notable rally in September. Looks like we probably had a rally that pushed to a distant resistance level just before entering the trading days of October. We have a high for our first crest or high for the month on the 3rd. And there's a notable decline on a 1 day chart that'll stand out from that crest. We break down through support level, meet a second one, bounce around sideways for a bit, and then we break down through more support levels. That's on the 3rd, but then towards the end of the day or early on the 4th, we have a rally that commences. There's a sideways S formation on the 4th, and by that I mean 2 declines with an incline in between. They'll go from the top of a range to the bottom of the range, the bottom of the range back to the top, and then from the top back to the bottom, a sideways S. On the fifth, we have a sharp decline through multiple support levels, and that'd be on at least 1 day chart, but really on a multi-day chart, we should see multiple support levels decline. Oh, there's also swing trade opportunity on the third and the fourth. The swing trade, the trade on the third involves a notable decline that will stand out on a 1 day chart. It's an opportunity to open up a long position, and then the trade opportunity on the fourth involves a move higher through a key resistance on a 1 day chart, and then we stay above it briefly and break back down through that same price level. All right, so now on the fifth, we have a decline through multiple support levels. On the sixth, we have a decline that that ends with a fast, sudden move to the upside. This is interesting. So it's possible that we have, it kind of looks to me like we have a decline straight through the sixth, and then a fast sudden move higher out of the decline on the seventh, or possibly a gap up on the seventh. But on the seventh, there's a rally along a diagonal trend line, breaking through horizontal resistance, meeting a secondary resistance, and then dipping back to somewhere between those two price levels. And the low on the seventh, the 1 day, if you look at a 1 day chart of the seventh, you'll see one prominent low that stands out, and it'll form when we have the halting of a bullish trend marked by a sharp decline through a key support level. But there's a crest, a month's high or crest here on the seventh. On the 10th, an agreement between two leaders. Excuse me. On the fourth and fifth, we establish key support. Okay. On the 10th, we're touching key support again. We either reestablish the same, or there's another one, but it looks like probably we reestablish the same. Remember, when we look at the 1 year, we have a failed attempt for the high on the 1 month cluster for October. We have a failed attempt to break through key resistance. Everybody's expecting us to break through. Instead, we turn around and we decline through key support level. So like we break out and then we come back down to that support level again. It looks like on the 10th, 11th. Probably the same support level, 4th, 5th, 10th, 11th, and it's to the upside. On the 10th, we have an agreement between two leaders, or a merger of some kind, some decision that impacts the shares. There's a cash out opportunity. Oh wow, okay, so over the weekend, it looks like we probably have a gap up from the 7th to the 10th. But there's a big move higher. Yeah, there's a big move higher over the weekend, it looks like. And then on the 11th, we have the month's high, which most likely the actual highest high for the month. There's the completion of a bullish trend there. On the 12th, we have two trades, so probably a day trade opportunity here on the 12th. The majority of the behavior for the 12th is going to be bumping along resistance levels, and we may break through and bump along another one. In the morning time on the 12th, I'm advised to trust my intuition. It looks like out of the day's low on the 12th, which will be early in the morning, there's a big move to the upside to reach for a distant resistance level out of the low. And there's a breakout actually to reach the day's high on the 1 day chart for the 12th. So big move to reach distant resistance out of the low for the 12th, and then a breakout to reach the day's high on the 12th. So we definitely break through at least one resistance level, key resistance level, as we're doing that. And then the two trade opportunities, one involves the beginning of a rally with a big move higher. The other one involves meeting a resistance level and then breaking down from that resistance level with consecutively lower spikes up on the way down. On the 13th, we revisit past problems. There's a decline through a key support level that we had crossed through once before. On the 14th, the unicursal, it looks like we have some real erratic behavior on the 14th. Some really erratic behavior there, back and forth through the same price level. We revisit a crest that was an opportunity, and there's a notable decline in trade opportunity on the 14th as well. It looks like the trade opportunity involves a sharp decline that offers an opportunity to open up a long position. Interesting. Okay, so on the 14th, we revisit a crest that was recently a past opportunity in the midst of some erratic behavior back and forth through the same price level. That's an opportunity to open up protection. This is a key moment for protection. And then it looks like there's a sharp drop either on the 14th or more likely over the weekend. Possibly on the 14th. It's hard to say. We'd have to look at dailies, but around there. And then that drop is wherever that drop is what's going to mark an opportunity to open up a long position. Like if we don't see a notable drop here on the 14th, then there's no opportunity there yet. I would wait till there's a notable drop into another month's lower trough here on the 14th, or possibly over the weekend. Probably on the 14th. So the drop's probably on the 14th is my sense. On the 17th, we have, and if the drop is on the 14th, then we would have a gap up on over the weekend. On the 17th, we have a notable move to the upside. This stands out on a 1 month chart. It'll really stand out. I'm advised to be cautious around the high, multiple false highs, or some sort of deception. It looks like there may be a low breaking through of a key technical price level around a low towards the end of the day on the 17th. Interesting. So likely what we have is a drop on the 14th from a crest that was recently a past opportunity. We have a drop and then we gap up on the 17th and decline. That's likely what happens there. A very sharp move to the downside on the 18th. Something to do with Congress maybe highlighted that, or like a leader of some sort that's not often like in the highlights there. Looks like we have a day's high on the 19th around the morning time. There's a rally along a diagonal trend line, breaking through horizontal resistance. There's a rally along a diagonal trend line to meet a prominent crest or high again on the 19th. There it looks like towards the beginning of the day. And then we break down from a rally along a diagonal trend line with a fast sudden move to the upside, followed by a breakdown through that diagonal trend line with increasing volatility on the way down. There's a trade opportunity there as well. Okay, so on the 18th, there's also a key support level that's established or touched on. And then there's a sharp decline there. So this is a key day around the 18th. And be careful for the deception towards the end of the day on the 17th. All right, so a crest or prominent high for the month on the 19th. And a trade opportunity involving a sharp decline on a one-day chart to stand out, and it offers an opportunity to open up a long position. On the 20th, two trade opportunities, one to close a trade likely and one to open, or it's a day trade, but there's a rally that increases with momentum moving into the day. And the high on the 20th forms from a breakout. The low on the 20th, we're talking about day's low, there's a breakout that moves to form the high on the 20th for the one-day high on the 20th, and then the one-day low on the 20th. There's a big move to reach distant resistance, so there's going to be a big bullish move on the 20th. Two trade opportunities, one at the start of a rally with a big move higher, the other one when we meet a critical resistance level, and then we break down with consecutively lower spikes up on the way down. On the 21st, we have two prominent moves. One to the upside, it'll stand out on a 1 month chart, and then there'll be an equal move in the opposite direction, a full retracement back down from where that move to the upside started. A swing trade opportunity there in the midst of a decline that offers an opportunity to open up a long position. What's interesting though is what I see here is that decline continues into the 24th, so I wouldn't necessarily trade I wouldn't necessarily open a long position on 21st. I'd have to look at dailies again. On the 24th, that decline likely continues into the 24th. There's a failed attempt to break through key resistance that we're expecting to break through, followed by a decline through key support level when we meet a month's low here on the 24th. On the 25th, we have a decline to and through a support level. We do a reversal below that support level, and then reuse it as support. Looks like there's a rally at the beginning of the day, or a breakout from a low at the beginning of the day on the 25th. And then on the 26th, we have another month's low there. There's a sharp decline. It'll stand out on a 1-month chart on the 26th as well to meet the low. There's sideways fluctuations with a bearish trend preceding a rally, but I wouldn't expect the rally until the 28th likely. A swing trade opportunity in the midst of a decline, offering an opportunity to open up a long position again. So this is all part of the same decline, it looks like, the 21st, the 24th, the 25th, the 26th. Interesting, and this is coin in October. We already picked up on a sharp decline here when we look at the S&P 500 and some of the other stocks. This weekend of the 21st to the 24th, there's a lot of volatility, and we should see a dip over the weekend. On the 27th, notable drop, probably more than just coin, like probably, I'm picking up on like all cryptos, maybe, not just the stock that holds them. Or Coinbase. If you don't know, Coinbase is like it's like a wallet where you keep your crypto. On the 28th, another sharp decline. This time from what appears to be another prominent crust, and there's a sharp decline, a cash out opportunity. We attempt to establish support on the 26th and the 28th. There's a key support level that we establish. And then it looks like we have like a move to the upside on the 28th. There's a sharp drop early in the morning, and then it looks like we have a move to the upside out of it. And on the 31st, there's a definitive move to the upside, even in the face of seemingly overwhelming headwinds. We still move higher. Sneak preview card for November. There's a lot of price movement there, especially early in the month. Key support level is highlighted. It looks like there's still more decline there. A lot of volatility, but the period of volatility will end with a fast sudden move to the upside, and that may very well be early in the month. We'll have to see when we do the November one. In any case, that's coin for October 2022, my friends. Listen, if you want to support the channel, there's a few ways you can do that. Much appreciated, by the way. If you don't have a Webull account, I think it's much better than Robinhood. I use them both, but Robinhood annoys me. They're really slow with letting you access your money and stuff like that. It's not good for trading. Webull, on the other hand, great for trading. If you use our referral link to sign up, we both get like 15 free shares of random stock. So we both benefit there. Much appreciated if you go and do that. And then also, guys, remember that rule of karma. Pay a little bit forward, pay a little bit backwards, and then make sure you spend it all out of love. The universe is going to send it back to you tenfold in all directions. I'll see you on the next ones, guys.